Hey guys, it's Kayla, the travel nurse, and today we're going to talk about balancing healthy relationships with your recruiters. A lot of travelers, when they're first starting out, they work with one company, which is totally fine, and honestly, I do recommend that at least for your first contract. As long as you're happy with the company and the recruiter that you're working with initially, I say that's totally manageable and definitely recommended. But whether you're working with one company or multiple companies, you still need to know how to have a healthy relationship and how to set boundaries with your recruiters. A word that I think is underused by a lot of travelers, especially when they're starting out, is the word no. The word no is a complete sentence. Sometimes it can be hard to tell your recruiter no, especially if they are pushing you towards a contract that you don't feel is right for you, or they're trying to push you in a direction that you don't want to go. I am not by any means bad-mouthing recruiters as a whole. However, there are good and bad recruiters out there on the market, and unfortunately, you're probably going to run into some bad recruiters. You're going to run into recruiters who are very pushy, recruiters who are not looking out for your best interests, recruiters who are simply just trying to make their commission. So those are the recruiters where you really have to set very clear boundaries, and you have to be strong in what you're looking for. Because at the end of the day, you are your own advocate. You work for yourself, and your recruiter is not going to stick up for you. On the other side, I have worked with plenty of great recruiters who really do look out for me and Nick's best interests. So we've been fortunate enough to have more good than bad recruiters. But I do find it more challenging working with a bad or pushy recruiter, because you have to be the bad guy more often by telling them no and passing on a lot of things that they seem to really be pushing you into. Setting boundaries with your recruiter is very important. When you're looking for a contract, you need to have a clear idea of what you're looking for. If you're first starting out and this is your first assignment, I definitely recommend that you be completely flexible and open to going anywhere. That doesn't mean being open to going into departments that are kind of your specialty, but not something you're comfortable with. For example, if you do straight med surg with no tele, and they're trying to push med surg tele positions on you, and you're not comfortable with your telemetry skills, then you might want to reiterate the fact that you don't have tele experience, that's not something you're comfortable with, and unless it's a straight med surg no tele, you are not interested. So you have to be very clear when it comes to things like that. But definitely go into traveling having a game plan and stick to that plan, and don't feel like you are obligated to take assignments just because your recruiter is encouraging you to. If something doesn't feel right about it, it's okay to say no. It's okay to wait until something else that sounds better to you, that you would be a better match for, comes along. That's okay. Sometimes it can take a little longer getting started if you really are sticking to your guns and you're like, no, this is what I want. As long as you are being realistic about your wants and needs. If you are managing multiple recruiters with multiple companies, just be aware that not every company sees the same jobs. However, a lot of them do overlap. Make sure that you always ask them if they can match a better quote from another company. The worst they're going to tell you is no, and the best they're going to tell you is yes. It never hurts to ask. But you have done yourself a great service, because now you have two companies with the same job, and you can see which one pays more, which one has better benefits, which recruiter or company you vibe better with, whatever you're looking for here. And then you can make a decision, do I pursue this job with this company, or do I pursue this job with that company? So that is another way you advocate for yourself. Now, in maintaining the relationship with the recruiter, you feel like this is the company you want to go with, and you decide to submit with that company. The other company recruiter, let's say they follow up with you and you don't know what to say because now you've submitted with the other company. A simple, I'm going to pass on this job is fine. Or a simple, I've actually submitted with another company. That's okay. You're not hurting the recruiter's feelings. This is nothing personal. This is the job. Recruiters know that. The good ones are okay with that. Are they going to be bummed they're missing out on a possible commission from you? Sure, you would be too if your job was commission dependent. However, it's the name of the game. This is travel world. And if one company is offering you more money than what this company can provide, I mean, what do they expect? You're not going to shortchange yourself just to avoid hurting someone's feelings, right? It's a fine balance. As long as you're not ghosting your recruiter and you're not being a total a-hole about it, it's fine. You're fine. Don't ever feel bad for doing something good for yourself because you're afraid of hurting the other person's feelings or it coming across personal. It's not. Trust me, it is not. And if your recruiter is mad or upset or they like make you feel bad in any way, that is not the right recruiter for you. One other thing I want to mention is that you are a representative of your company when you are a traveler, and you need to act as such. Because let's say you love the company you work for, but you don't act right when you're on the job, that company is going to know that. Those managers are going to report that to that company, and then that company will not want to work with you again. I am actually witnessing this exact thing happening on the job that I am currently contracted to. It is not something personal against myself at all. It involves multiple other travelers. The behavior has been unlike anything I personally have ever seen in my entire travel career, and I am not understanding it. I'm trying to chalk it up to maybe it being a lot of first-time travelers and them not understanding the etiquette of being a traveler, but it's affected the group as a whole, so much so that an email was sent out to everybody about the behaviors and the repercussions that are going to follow should the behaviors continue. Do not be that person that ruins it for everybody, okay? My philosophy with travel is this: you are a guest in someone else's home. Okay? Simple. You show up there to do the job that you were contracted for, and then you go home. You don't need to get involved in politics. You don't need to have a bad attitude. You don't need to bring any drama into the facility. You come in, be friendly, do the job, get through it, and go the hell home. Don't be this person who is a poor representative of travelers, because it will backfire on you. And once you get blacklisted from a company, the worst thing that can happen is you get blacklisted from the vendor, like AMN. If you get blacklisted from AMN, the vendor, you just screwed yourself out of like thousands of opportunities, because they are over so many hospitals, especially on the West Coast. And if that's your goal to get out there and make some good money, you have just done yourself in. So you just need to act right, okay? You are a guest, act appropriately. Your contract and your experience will be so much smoother, trust me. Just to recap, it is okay to say no. It is okay to set clear boundaries with your recruiter. It is okay to advocate for yourself, and it is expected that you act professionally while you are on the job. That way you have no issues moving forward, you build a great rapport with the facility, you have a good standing with your company, and you can continue on your travels without any issues. And don't forget that if you need any more information or clarification or have any specific questions you'd like me to answer, you can contact me at the email listed down below. If you are looking for new recruiters or new companies, I have a list of recommended referrals also in the description box. I will see you in the next video. Good luck and happy travels.